Here we go, week 16. I'm Dustin, welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. Hopefully your teams are getting ready for that fantasy championship. This show, we're going to go over the waiver wire guys for that last game, the all-important week 16. Before we get into it, thank you to our sponsor, projectorpeople.com. Click on the link in the description, check them out. Everything projectors, they got you covered. If you're trying to set up that awesome man cave for all your football watching needs, check them out. They offer lifetime tech support. They're the place to go for the projectors. So I shoot this before Monday night, keep that in mind, and I rank these in order of how I would pick them up if they're available in my league, taking into account 0.5 PPR. And I'm going to start with my pickup of the week, the guy that I think is going to get the most attention this week, and that's going to be Keelan Cole for Jacksonville. This guy has been playing amazing as of late. You know, we talked about him a few times on this show, but now with Lee out as well, like I don't know where Jags are getting all of these receivers. I don't know what they're going to do next year when Robinson and Hearns come back. It just seems like they're pulling receivers off the sideline left and right, but Cole has been amazing. Touchdown in 3 straight games. Matchup against San Francisco. I think he's worthy. I mean, we'll see once we get our rankings show up where we have him, but I think he's definitely a wide receiver 3 this week. Maybe a low-end wide receiver 2, but we'll see. He is certainly an interesting pickup. Let's talk about some running backs. I want to talk about Aaron Jones. Owning 30% of leagues. I mean, I think he's a better back than Williams, but you know, they've been leaning more towards Williams with this last week. Jones factored in a lot more. Now, this backfield is just a mess for week 16. You're more than likely staying clear of it, but in really deep leagues, if you're looking for a guy that's got, you know, a high upside, I think Jones does. I just don't know if he's going to get enough touches, but he does have big play potential. He looked pretty good week 15. I want to talk about James White, only on 50% of leagues with the Burkhead injury. Could put him back on the map. Tion Green for Detroit. Amir Abdullah is pretty much benched. Theo Riddick seems to be still the guy to kind of own and start, but this one's another kind of mess, but I think Green is worthy of a pickup in really deep leagues or any type of keeper leagues just to see what happens for next year. And then also I want to talk about Penny with Arizona. Looked pretty good. 10 carries, 45 yards, week 15. Has a matchup against the Giants week 16. Kerwin Williams got banged up, so we'll see if he ends up missing time. If he does, I think Penny could be a decent streaming option. Then I want to talk about Beasley for New England. Same deal with Burkhead out, who was kind of handling the goal line duties. It's possible Beasley takes his role back. So it's deeper, standard leagues, touchdown-heavy leagues. Beasley could have value in the championship week, but it's going to be hard to trust him. Wide receiver, good one for San Francisco. Real deal. He's got a tough matchup going up against the Jags week 16, but if he's still out there in PPR leagues, I still think he's going to have a pretty high floor. Martavis Bryant, sorry all you Antonio Brown owners, if you still won, it's going to be tough to win the championship without Brown in your lineup, but if Bryant's available, you know, he looked a pretty amazing week 15, had some awesome catches, only owned in 60% of leagues. And then Cobb, you know, Rodgers put him back on the map. Cobb had a solid game week 15, so I think, you know, he's certainly worthy of a look if you're looking for a wide receiver. And then I also wanted to talk about the other 2 Jags receivers. You know, Westbrook and Mickens, they're still available in a ton of leagues. And, you know, it is San Francisco. We'll see if Fournette comes back, but I do think San Francisco's offense is playing well enough to where they could maybe keep it close. You know, looking at this game on the schedule looking forward, you know, maybe a month ago, it would have just been, oh, they're going to win that one with defense and just running the ball. But there's a chance the 49ers can keep up and put some points on the board. So I do think, you know, I wouldn't completely shy away from Jags receivers. I think, you know, it's a nice matchup, and they've been playing amazing, and it doesn't look like Lee is going to play week 16. Let's take a look at quarterbacks. Bortles, he does it again. We've been talking about him a lot on this show. Like we said, matchup at San Francisco, only owned in 55% of leagues. And when you look at the 3 people I'm talking about here, you know, depending on who you have, there's a legit decision that you have to make in terms of maybe starting a quarterback off the wire versus who you have. But, you know, don't go crazy with it. But Bortles, I like him week 16. I also like Nick Foles, only on 30% of leagues. Looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. You know, there are a lot of weapons on that Philly offense, so, you know, matchup against Oakland, you got to like that. And then Jimmy G, only owning 35% of leagues. Like I said, tough matchup against Jacksonville, so he's going to be very hard to pick up and start for your championship. That's why I got him at the bottom of this list, but he's been playing pretty good. Any type of 2 QB league, I think he definitely needs to be considered. Not a ton to talk about at tight end this week, but Rodgers for Green Bay I did want to talk about, only owning 5% of leagues. Same deal, Rodgers is back. He's getting more of the pass catchers back in the fantasy realm, fantasy world, so I think Rodgers, he's going to be boom or bust, I feel, but he's always a touchdown threat when Rodgers is back there. Pick up and play defenses. Chicago, only on 40% of leagues, going up against Cleveland. You got to love that. So they're definitely my best pick up and play defense this week. Washington, going up against Denver. Denver's offense, they just give up a lot of points to opposing defenses. So even though Washington isn't the best D, they have played decent last couple of weeks, so I don't mind them. And then Arizona going up against the Giants. Kind of the same deal. Don't really love Arizona, but the Giants offense does give up a decent amount of points. So I don't mind those 3 pick up and plays, but I definitely like Chicago if you can grab them. So there it is. Thank you all for watching this year. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing videos throughout the off season. If you got questions for this week, post them in this video. Give us a thumbs up, and good luck in the championship.